Hi everyone, I'm Dina Proctor, life and business coach and author of the best-selling book, Madly Chasing Peace, How I Went From Hell to Happy in 9 Minutes a Day. I want to talk to you today about something that really inspires me, talking about giving and receiving and the role of gratitude in being able to create happiness, fulfillment, and abundance in our lives. We've all probably heard that in order to receive, you need to give. But the giving, here's where people get a little bit tripped up like that, with that a little bit, because it seems like, okay, well, if I donate $50 will come to me in some other way. Or if I donate my time over here, somebody else will donate me their time over there. So what happens there when we get a little bit tripped up with the 1 equals 1, if I give this, I'm going to get that. It gets us out of the spirit of giving. And the spirit of giving, the spirit of being of service to someone or donating from something that we know we have something that will be able to benefit somebody else. Maybe it's time, maybe it's our expertise, maybe it's our money or our financial resources or something physical that we can give to another person. When we give from that place of just, I have extra here, I have abundance, and I can see that there is a need somewhere. So I'm not doing this in order to get something back. I'm not doing this for recognition that I'm going to get. I'm not doing this because I'm trying to, in the back of my mind, thinking, well, if I give, then I'll receive. Because what happens is that when we're thinking about what our current action is going to get us in results, we remove ourselves from the power, from that creative power that actually draws the results to us. Like, let me make that a little more clear for you. When we are in a spirit of absolute pure giving, it feels relaxed, it feels expanded, it feels joyful, it feels peaceful, it feels fulfilling, it feels amazing. It really feels great to be able to recognize a need or a void that we can fill with something that we have, and to be able to reach out and just out of pure generosity of spirit and goodness of our hearts and of our spirits, to give from that place. There's nothing that feels better than that. And you can feel it emotionally, you can feel it physically in your body, you feel relaxed, you feel expanded, that feeling of fulfillment and satisfaction that you've done something good to benefit another person's life. Now, if you were to do the same action, but kind of have in the back of your head that thing, that thought about, well, where's mine? Or I only have a little bit to give here, but I need so much. So why don't I give a little bit here, and then I'll kind of keep my eyes open for how it's going to come back to me. When we're coming from that, and it could be very subtle, because I don't think any of us are really necessarily consciously doing this, making out a list of what we can give in order to see what we can receive. But an understanding of how giving and receiving works can get us into a little bit of a feeling of constriction or contraction. And so when we're kind of in the back of our mind looking for, how is this going to benefit me, or when am I going to get a result from this, or we're coming at it from anything less than an absolute pure spirit of giving, we are unconsciously or subconsciously, without even realizing it, like unintentionally, introducing a bit of resistance into the mix. So instead of that emotion or that feeling in our body of being absolutely open and relaxed and expanded and joyful and peaceful, instead we are feeling a little bit constricted or a little bit contracted, because we're monitoring the results of what we're doing. We have an eye out for, how is this going to benefit me, or what's going to happen after I give, how am I going to receive? So it introduces a bit of resistance there. And that resistance that we introduce, that feeling of constriction or contraction, or, it's really emotional, but it's also physical. You can feel it in your body when you feel constricted or contracted. That alone prevents us from being able to receive. In order to be able to receive, we need to be in a place of feeling relaxed, feeling expanded, because that's indicating that our vibration is at a higher level. And law of attraction states, like attracts like. So if we're in a vibration of scarcity or lack or constriction or contraction, we are vibrationally unable to receive that which we are looking to receive, like that which we most want. So when we're able to get our vibration into a place of feeling relaxed, trusting, being in faith, feeling expanded, feeling like I do have enough to give here. I do have extra time or extra stuff or extra money or whatever it is. I am able to just give for myself without any worry about how this is going to come back to me, that I'm, present in the moment as I'm giving this gift to another, as I'm uplifting or inspiring or providing an opportunity for somebody else. We can feel how that relaxes us, expands us, and that brings our vibration to a higher level. And at that higher level is when we are actually open to be able to receive. So I hope that kind of makes sense in terms of how law of attraction works, the principle of giving in order to be able to receive. I also want to touch on the concept of gratitude, because I've heard for years, even since I was little, making a gratitude list can bring abundance into your life, because when you're grateful for what you already have, it makes you feel relaxed and expanded. It raises your vibration. And when you're in that higher state, that higher kind of mindset, that feeling of relaxation and trust and faith that everything is going to work out, and you always receive everything that you need, and you have more than you need to be able to help somebody else. So when you're feeling that gratitude, that appreciation for what you already have, that can also work to raise your vibration and therefore allow more abundance in your life. Now, when I was younger and I was making gratitude lists, it ended up being, this isn't the case for everybody, this is just what happened to me, was I would make lists of things like, I'm so grateful that I have enough to eat. I'm so grateful that I have a warm home and safety, and I have good friends in my life. And when I would look over my gratitude list, I would kind of feel guilty, because I knew that there were millions of people in the world who didn't have enough to eat, who weren't living in a warm, dry home, who didn't have friends to support them, who didn't have basic safety and their basic needs met. So for me, because of the way I was thinking and feeling while I was doing my gratitude list, it actually ended up making me feel worse rather than making me feel better. So my spin on the gratitude list is what I call the smile inside list. Now, this is something that if gratitude list works for you and it has you feel appreciative of what you already have, that's great. Go with it. But if you have struggled the way that I have and kind of feeling guilty as you're recognizing the things that you already have enough of, what I encourage is to take on this smile inside practice. So instead of making a gratitude list, I make a list of what today or this week or in the recent past has made me really smile inside. Maybe I was at the grocery store and I only had a couple items, and this woman had a full shopping cart, and she said, you're only going to be real quick. Why don't you just step in front of me? And it feels like really nice to be able to have somebody do you a favor like that, so that you can get out of the line quicker. Or one time I was at a coffee shop, and the person in front of me just surprised me by purchasing my order for me, and it was just such a nice surprise, this generosity of other people. And so that made me those things made me smile inside. It could be as simple as a great walk with your dog, or a cuddle with your cat, or conversation with a good friend or a family member that really just warms your heart and makes you feel that feeling of everything really is good. Like, I'm grateful for what I have in my life. For me, going to kind of the smile inside, like what makes me smile inside, gets me into, because when you're making a gratitude list, it's all about the point of it is so that you feel the emotion of I'm grateful for what I have. Like, I feel good about what's going on in my life. Like, I'm so happy that I have these things and that I even have abundance and I can give to another. So if the traditional gratitude list affects you the way that it affected me, I invite you to try the smile inside list. Like, just see, and like any practice, take it on for 7 days. Just try for 7 days at the end of the day, making a list of 3 or 5 or 7 or 10 things that made you smile inside, that really inspired and warmed your heart. And see from there if you notice an increase in your vibration, if you notice that you're feeling a little more gratitude, a little more presence, less constriction, more relaxation, more openness, that feeling of joy and peace and fulfillment inside of yourself, because that's what these little processes are to bring us to a place inside where we're feeling great about ourselves and about our lives, that increases our vibration and in turn allows us to attract even more amazing, powerful, happy circumstances so that our lives expand from there in a really positive way. So I hope that this was helpful for you in kind of distinguishing the giving and receiving balance, and also moving from a gratitude practice to a smile inside practice. So thank you so much for listening in and joining me today, and I'll see you again on the next video.